We get up early. Generally speaking, there's not a lot to do. Stores don't open till 10. People don't like to be called before 9:30, 10 on the phone. So we're gonna get our beach walk in. How about that? This is why I personally like the off-season, is because I think the weather is better. It's better for the purposes of my long-term living, because I can come out here and walk and look. I don't have my safari hat, my adventure hat on.
Sunglasses.
I don't have sunglasses. I'm not burning up hot, and the breeze is still blowing. To me, this is the best. You know, I mean, I like a little sun too, but. And so it's a totally different mindset than the vacationer.
Yeah, this is beautiful weather.
Or, it's not just the vacationer. I think that, guys, don't get upset at me. Don't take this wrong, okay? I have to say these things. The Canadians are frozen, you know. They want to come out of the ice. I mean that in a good way, guys. You know, you see those Canadians. You can tell them. You can spot them. They come to Cuenca, 65 degrees, and they have their thongs on, shorts, and you can spot them. They're from Canada, and so yeah, they want to get out of the cold. That's the point of the conversation. And so I think that when you have that picture in your mind that you want to get out of the cold, you've got this sunny picture, this blaring hot sun all the time. But really, for long-term living, you know, you're not gonna like that.
But it's not always like this.
It's not always off-season here, and it's not always.
Sometimes it's very sunny and it's hot out.
What is it out here, around 77 degrees, I'm guessing. I should get a little pretty much, yeah. I should get a little digital thermometer, a little square one that you carry.
But because it's overcast and the wind blows, it's just perfect, ideal.
You know, if you've been in snow all your life, like a lot of people in the world, well, the Russians too, it's not just the Canadians. We were talking to a Russian gal, she said, I don't know why people think it's so cold, it's not that cold, we have summer. And yeah, okay. But I'm just saying, you know, that the cold is a lot longer. And sometimes people want to try something new, you know, I mean, yeah, hey, I've been in 9 months of cold every year for all my life. I think I want perpetual summer now. But you know the saying, be careful what you wish. What was that guy that wanted everything to be gold, and then he got his wish and then he couldn't eat and starved because he touched his food and everything he touched would turn, he said everything I touched should be gold.
The Midas touch?
Midas touch. And then he touched his food and couldn't eat because it turned into gold. So really, the Cuenca nature walks are beautiful too. The river walks over there in Cuenca, they're pretty nice. I'm toying around with the idea of having a recumbent bicycle built. I was a little discouraged after I saw that fatal bicyclist accident, and really I'd have to stay off the main roads, and then the side roads have dogs, so there you go. I don't know if it's going to happen. But I sure love the idea of thinking about having a recumbent bicycle. I would have to put a solar umbrella on it.
Mace.
Oh, mace. I don't know if mace would be effective like on a recumbent. I don't know, you guys, if you're not familiar with a recumbent, it's like a chopper motorcycle. You're sitting way lower. It's for us spring chickens.
It's better for your back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, better for your back, you know. And so you're sitting lower, and if a dog sees you low and he starts charging towards you, how's your mace going to get you out of that? By the time you hit him with your mace, his claws are in your face and his jaws are in your neck. I mean...
Okay, you're going to have a pocket full of biscuits.
Pocket full of
biscuits.
biscuits.
Out. Here's the biscuit.
The stick and the carrot, yeah. I don't know though. I just don't like to play Russian roulette with my life. Not that I haven't had situations that were close calls. I've had many of those. It could be what has formed me into a live for today kind of guy. I think that when you're young and have a close call, it makes you pause and think, but you keep going. But if you're young and have a half a dozen close calls, then it's like, wait, maybe this is a message. It's a sign. It's like, okay, why am I doing this? Not to mention, no, to mention. Why is it saying not to mention? It brings me this thought. I was so busy when I was a younger man in my 20s. I was bitten by the dollar accumulation bug back then, had multiple small businesses, and I was working 14 hours a day in that pursuit. And I'm driving down this wonderful highway in Idaho, which is beautiful countryside. The Pacific Northwest has some of the most beautiful countryside in the world. You know, if you're from somewhere else, you need to go to the Pacific Northwest. We stayed in places in North Idaho with jacuzzis and stuff. Imagine sitting in a hot jacuzzi in the middle of a pine forest with snow. Oh my gosh, talk about effect, you know? So I'm going down the highway, and there's this, in the spirit of a big highway sign, but it was a privately owned apparently, and it had, the big highway sign was in the form of a book, and then it had some verses in it, and it said, don't work 14 hours a day trying to get rich. And I'm like, screech! I'm like, in my mind, slamming on the brakes. Of course I didn't. I kept driving. I'm like, whoa, where does it say that? And it's like this huge book. No, I wasn't studying the Bible back then, because if I was, I would have known that already. But that's how that kind of thing is. It just reaches out to you, especially if you're ready for it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? And so I'm like, hold on, I have got to get off this highway, take the exit, turn around, and write down that verse. And I look it up, and yeah, it's in there. It's in Proverbs. Huh. Of course, I didn't stop working 14 hours a day. That was not immediately. And there's just little things like that that just kind of wake you up and make you realize, this is an insane life I'm living. But it's like, how do you fathom in your mind? Aren't you supposed to pile up enough money to retire? That's because every day we're bombarded with messages about how we're supposed to live our lives. And I'm not judging those, because I'm talking about myself. I was one of them, you know. I mean, how silly would that be to sit there and I'd be judging myself, and I did. I'm just saying, food for thought, something to think about. You can come to the beach and work out.
Good place to do it.
It looks like workout instruction.
I think it is.
It does feel pretty humid, doesn't it?
And it feels more humid when it's overcast.
And when the wind's not blowing.
Yeah, the wind kind of died down this morning. Yeah, it did. But you know, we've been walking for a while now, so we're fine.
Yeah. Okay guys, end of video. My Skype phone's charging. A glimpse into the internet life. Bondage phone. I've got everything here. Local cell phone. And popcorn.